So I was on Craigslist a couple days ago and I found this super cool 1984 motorcycle. It's a CB450 Honda, and the paint is very similar to this Bronco. And I was thinking, we got this C30 camper. It'd be so cool when we go to events to be able to like put that on the back, like on one of those hitch carriers, and just kind of cruise around the event, stuff like that. So once the camper's parked, we can do that. Especially when we go like camping and stuff like that, we can cruise it around the campgrounds. And it's also something we can throw in the race trailer. So we're at race events, we'll have something to scoot around on. But I'm in the Bronco. My F250 is in the shop. It's getting new alignment. And so I don't have a truck. So I just pulled up Summit. I'm gonna go in there and see if they sell one of those things that you can like put in your hitch and then put a motorcycle on. And if they do, I'm gonna grab one, then I'm gonna go buy a motorcycle. Well, I got my carrier, but it's too long to fit in here. I guess what I'm gonna do is put it up on the console, set my arm up on it, roll that way, and then when I get to where the motorcycle is, we'll try to figure out how to put this thing together, get the bike loaded up, and head back home. About to open this up, see how it works, and then we're hoping this tire is not going to be on the way, because when this thing is shut, the tire sticks out pretty far, so I'm hoping that hitch will come out far enough where we can get that beauty on the back of it. If not, I'm going to remove the tire, and then also I looked and it's just a few bolts back here. I can take that entire tire carrier off and we should be good to go. We'll be headed home pretty soon. So we're digging through all our pieces here. Pretty soon this is going to be the carrier. It's starting to look like something we can use. We've got this cool thing down here that holds the front tire, keep everything straight. And we've got some things here to put straps on. I think we're going to be in business here in about 15 more minutes. I see something cool. Check this out. Oh yeah, look at that. My little motor scooter right there on the back. Time to head home. Made it about 10 miles down the road, stopped at the gas station to get some water, and she's hanging on there. I like to pride myself in being a pretty humble person, but at the moment right now, I'm pretty much feeling like the coolest dude in the world. So this carrier is pretty cool. This is the ramp right here. You got wing nut here and you got one on the other side way down there. You pull that off and it's super cool. It's got a little lug on the bottom that just snaps into there. So you can push the bike right back up on it, and then you have a place to store this. And of course it comes with these hooks. Those are cool. We don't have a strap on this side because we didn't think it was necessary. We've got 3 on the front and 1 on the back. We have a little bit of a clearance issue here. That peg folded up and that was fine, but this gear shifter was hitting the rim, so it's funny, we just threw a sock on top of it to keep from damaging that rim. It took us about 15 minutes to put together. The guy that sold me the bike was pretty mechanically savvy and helped me out quite a bit. There's also this piece down here. So that's designed to actually go up under the bumper, and then you tighten it up so it keeps this thing from moving, because if you shake the bike, it all moves quite a bit. Unfortunately with the Bronco, that bumper, it won't allow us to push it in all the way. So I just tightened the bolts where it was. I got about an 80-mile drive to go back home, but I think it's pretty solid. I think it's gonna work. And this thing is gonna look so cool behind the C20 or the C30 when we're going to events, and we'll have something to scoot around on. And this normally would have had a front fender, and then it would have had like some side pieces here. But I think he did a really good job by removing that stuff, because it's got that enduro look, and that's what I like. And he put those meaty tires on there, and he said these actually on the street, these perform a lot better than he thought they would. So overall, I'm happy. 3,200 bucks, and we're gonna get so much fun out of this thing.
Oh my gosh, this is so clean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Aaron, you found a little gem. Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, I love the face of the gauges.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is awesome. This is where you put the brake fluid in?
Yep.
Oh, freaking cute. Man, this thing is awesome. I love the dirt right here on that frame rail. It's like, yeah, I've seen some stuff. I've been some places. Babe, we got a fun new project.
Yeah, we do.
Can you imagine?
Still kind of heavy, even though it's a small bike.
Seems pretty big to me. Does it crank up pretty easy?
Well, we got a problem with the starter. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Babe, you look cool as heck on that thing.
You gotta kind of kick it and hit the button. It'll go eventually. Starter just needs to be replaced.
This is loose.
Yeah. Yeah, let's try to push start.
Okay. Choke on to start. The first time it cranked up, it didn't stay running because it didn't like the choke, but yes, we got it. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Dude, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
Go around the block.
Oh my gosh, stop. Babe, we haven't ridden on a motorcycle together in a really long time.
It's been a very long time.
A long time since we've had a motorcycle.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
All right, get your feet up.
Okay, feet up.
Hey now, baby, don't you tease me with your temptation. Hey now, baby, won't you leave me with my frustration. Hey, 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 never mind what I just said. Hey, 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 it's only voices in my head. Hey, 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 girl, you got me saying.
Here she is.
Dude, she is so cool.
Get that starter going, get our helmets in the middle.
Yep.
We're gonna have some fun.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm having a little bit of problems with the starter on this motorcycle. I put a new one on it and didn't fix anything. So I started watching YouTube videos, and apparently there's a chain and there's a clutch in there. And I ordered one on eBay. It was like $300 freaking, almost 400 bucks. But anyways, I got that going. So this is kind of a down day for me. Emily's working, she's doing some other videoing. So I think I'm gonna tear into this thing, see what it looks like, and see if we actually did order the right parts. There's a cool thing. Let me flip the camera around and I'll show you. You got your kickstand here, but you also have this stand that allows the bike to be level. Because you can see right now it's leaned over quite a bit. So I'm thinking I'll get it level and then maybe put a block on this side. That way the whole bike leans. So when I take that cover right there off, we don't leak a bunch of oil out. So what my experience has been is if I've got the key on, it's in neutral, if I will hit this starter button and then kick the actual kickstart, it works. Something doesn't sound right. That chain is lining up in there. So let's get this thing apart and see what we can do. So I'm gonna shim this dude up a little bit, push that bike over. And that should give us just enough where it's leaning and I can pull these covers off and see what the heck's going on. So we still lost a little bit of oil. But look at that, man. The guy I got this bike from, he took such good care of it. He really loved on it. It is so nice. It's such a survivor. And it's gonna be so fun in the race trailer and hooked on the back of the C30 camper. Let me dig in here a little bit deeper and see what we can find. This is very interesting. I took this apart and this starter gear just fell out of the bottom. And the chain, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just, you know, it's just kind of hanging out. It's not doing anything. I don't think we have a fix, but I do think it'd be a good idea to put that new starter gear back on, or the old starter gear. Then we'll put the chain back on it, throw this cover on it, and see if that starter works. Maybe when I put the new starter in, I mess something up. All right, I apologize for the very bad camera angles. Emily left this morning to do some stuff, and she needed the tripod. So I'm here just trying to stick my magnetic phone to anything I can. But I think now we got it back on. Let's hit the key and see if that starter still doesn't want to turn. I mean, what else can we do? We're in neutral. Okay, that's interesting. So now it seems like the clutch is working, but the starter itself is not spinning. I don't really know what to think about that. What appears to have happened is the starter clutch did its job, but for some reason the starter's not turning the chain and the gear. I don't really know what to do. I can see all this stuff's chewed up, like there's something wrong here, but it is grabbing enough to make that starter disengage. And it's not like a car. You don't have like a Bendix that pushes out. It's this clutch that operates it. So I'm gonna keep tinkering around. If I make progress, I will let you guys know. Okay, so I got the old starter back on. It was clear when I put the other starter back in that I did not get this cog back in place and the chain fell off. And then we tried it and the starter actually didn't have the juice to move it. So now I'm gonna flip the key on, verify, yes, we are in neutral. Now let's see if that clutch will grab anything. So this is what we're dealing with. The starter's working. The clutch is not. It just won't grab. So this dude right here is junk. It's not working anymore. It's got some springs. It's got some like roller bearings in there. And it is no longer in the game. So wait for the parts to come in. Hope they're the right ones. And then we'll throw that stuff on. I bought a puller for this guy on Amazon. And it was like 65 bucks for like 10 different pullers. So now we wait.
It's a new day, and Mr. Aaron got some parts for the motorcycle, so it's time to get her fixed up because, man, it was hard to start, and he has been doing tons of research to understand how it needs to be fixed. So let's delve in. Upon further investigation, delve in, I don't think is accurate. Let's dive in.
So this is a starter clutch I bought off eBay. It's supposed to free spin one way and catch the other. When I took it apart, there's these tiny little dowels in here. Can you see that one right there?
Yep.
See how it's pushing that bearing all the way against it? I can push it in and that spring reacts. These are not doing that. They're not going all the way out. I've got to like manually push that out. And you can see a gap right there where that little piston and spring are not pushing on the bearing. So even though I bought this, paid 300 bucks for it on eBay, I'm probably going to rebuild the one that's on there. This one also has a broken tooth, which I don't think that matters, but I'm going to take this one off and see if we can rebuild it. But either way, we've got enough parts. I'll show you what I bought. So this on-off switch is not working on our bike. You got to use the key. So I went ahead and bought one of those. That was like 45 bucks. I bought a lower end bolt kit because our little Phillips screws are all junked up and messed up. So I got some Allens. And then these are those little roller bearings that go in there. Those are brand new. This is the, you can't see it, but it's a tiny little spring that pushes those little pistons, which are these guys right here, out. So that's the rebuild kit for it. And then when I'm working on something, I often just buy an entire gasket kit for the whole engine. So I did that in case we need any gaskets. And this came from Common Motor. Just went online, found the stuff, and ordered it. So hopefully it's right. The other thing I had to do is get online and buy a puller for that starter hub. So I think we got the right puller. So we'll just start taking it apart and see what we got here. Okay, we need an impact. Oh, that was a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Pretty dang easy.
Wow.
All about having the right tools. Okay, so our bearings have already fallen out of place. Yeah, those springs just don't have anything left in them. I pushed that little dude in and it just stayed in. We'll take these screws out. Look at that, they're loose.
Oh my gosh.
So, let's see if we can repair this thing.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh. It's broken off, so we might be using that new hub after all if I can't get that out.
It's
The whole
magnetized.
thing's magnet. All the pieces get stuck in there.
This, the broken off bolt
Mm-hmm.
stuck to it.
So maybe I didn't waste my time buying that other starter. I've never worked on one of these, by the way. All this knowledge that you think I'm spouting, yeah, that came from YouTube videos of other people doing it. No clue what I'm doing. I'm sure that comes out in order. It's got a pin. So here is the problem. Aside from that bolt being broken off, This is supposed to have an end on it. It's literally sheared off. That's not supposed to be open tube like that. You can see the unevenness on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, are the wrists like that? I believe they are. So I say we move on to this guy and we rebuild this one. Simply because I'm lazy and I don't want to deal with the screw. But I'll have that, you know, for the future. Someone has taken a punch and punched these so that they don't come out very easily.
Maybe they're known for breaking and backing off.
Yeah, probably are.
A question you may be asking yourself if you watch our channel a lot. Where are you guys? Why aren't you working in your shop?
Secret location. That's the answer.
Okay. Yeah, it's a secret location. But if you've also watched our channel for a while, you'll know this little red Miata belongs to my grandparents. So we're doing a bunch of renovations on our house, and we're staying at my grandparents' lake house, and it's a really special place to us because I grew up here. And so this is their little garage, and we're working out of their little garage, and it's really sweet. But yeah, I mean, this bike will make it over to our shop eventually, but we actually don't plan on riding it a ton on the street with cars. It's going to be more of like a tinker around car shows, campgrounds when it's on the back of the C30. So yeah, that's where we are. It's a special place. Secret location.
There it is.
Yay. So they're all loose now.
Mm-hmm. If these Phillips screws are not coming out, don't just keep twisting and round them off. There's a way to get them out. You just have to mess with it. Well, it's always nice when you take something apart and you find an issue. That was clearly an issue. Let's see if my shaky old hands can get this in there. Yep. This is gonna work.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty neat design. Oops. Genuine Honda parts. I didn't plan that. That's just what I was able to find on the internet. Okay. You can see where those little bearings were hitting. So that must go down. So that goes down, and then you line that pin up. That's back on there. Okay. So nothing fall out. Cool.
Wow.
We'll get our screws back in there and throw it on. Okay, we're still lined up. So many threads we have now. That's still not many to be throwing the impact on it. I don't know if you're supposed to hammer this on or not. I doubt you are, because it can mess stuff up in there. So I'm just hitting it real lightly. It's still loose on there. I don't understand.
Well, the keyway does look smoothed on this outer part.
It's because it's tapered.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it's so hard to get lined up.
Okay, got it. I love this quality about Aaron. He's not afraid to take his time and make sure everything is really, really right. Like, we just rebuilt a T56. I say we, he, on our C6 Corvette. And it was amazing how many times he put it back together, took it apart, put it back together, took it apart. And it's just a part of his process. Like, I think so many of us get intimidated to build something and feel like we're capable because we don't want to get it wrong. And I think that's something that, you know, Aaron has the same fear, but he's like, I'll take it apart, put it back together, and learn as I go and make sure everything's right. And I think if we all use that amount of persistence when we do something and we build something, then a lot more people would get stuff done. I admire that about this guy. He's a get it done kind of person, and it takes a lot of persistence. It's not just like confidence straight out of the hole. It's like he learns as he goes and researches a lot and then uses persistence, and I like it.
Try this again. I think one of those little roller bearings fell out of place, and that's why it was not wanting to go in. Yeah, that's going this time. Our goal is not to hammer on this, it's just to touch it. You kind of feel how it's going. You can hold your hand on it and feel if it's moving in every time you tap it. Keyway real quick. Okay, our keyway's off. Go. Pull it back on. Now we got a bunch of threads. It's the way it goes, guys. Don't hammer that stuff in there and just assume you got it right. I looked at that 3 times, and every time I had that keyway on, and then something happened and it spun on me. So, now we'll try this guy. That looks like it's pretty well bottomed out. I think it's where it needs to be. I don't know what this is supposed to torque to, but I know it's a lot less than that end back can do. So I gotta be very careful. As long as it's ready?
What? Oh my gosh, yes. Awesome. It's turning it.
Yep.
Amazing.
Cool.
I mean, like,
It's done.
that's fixed.
Yep. Now we have something else we can rebuild. And I might put it on eBay.
Yeah.
Sell it for $600 for a rebuilt starter.
Clutch.
Starter clutch. Yes.
Starter clutch.
Yep. Sweet, it's fixed. So get this gasket cleaned off, get the new one on it. We're done.
Dude.
Easy peasy.
That's freaking awesome.
Yep. The wires that were pushed out of place when I went over that cover. Try and get it back in place.
Really good instructional graph of what bolts came with it and where they go. I love it. It's like these bolts, you hold them up here and they're the exact, and then these are this right here and they're perfect. So there's 2 longer ones that go on this cover and then 4 shorter ones. That's what you gave me here. That tells you where those go to. The 2 longer ones go on the outer corners. Bravo, Bravo, and then Charlie, Charlie, Charlie.
Okay. Yeah.
Tight.
Yep. Now it's check oil, find oil, because it's special for a 2-stroke. And then we'll crank her up. Because we spilled a lot, we want to check it to make sure there's enough to even try to crank it. There's probably not.
Such a cute dipstick.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nada. I'm not going to crank it that way. Use SAE 10W40 oil, 2.8 liters, or 3 quarts for you Americans.
You Americans. Okay, y'all. We got some oil in it. It's up to a good operating range. And now it's time to hear this thing crank up.
Okay, so neutral. We'll turn the fuel on. Turn the choke up. I believe it's on this side. Maybe it's on this side. Where's the choke? I forget. Right there.
Nice! Dude.
Blinkers don't work.
Blinkers? Oh no. I love it.
All right, time to clean our mess up.
Okay. Amazing. Fires right up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so sweet. Does it need gas?
It might. Yes, it's very low. All of it's on that side. And the pickup's on this side.
Oh. And slosh it over on that side.
Yeah. We have to get gas before I can ride it. But... It's gonna run out if I go anywhere.
Okay. just wants it to die. He thought that if he drove it anywhere, it would die. So he's already made a couple passes. Little laps up and down the street. You are lucky. It's running on hopes and dreams right now.
I know. It just takes a little bit of gas.
It's so sweet, dude.
Yeah, we need to go to the gas station.
Yeah. I adore it.
Pretty cool.
Well, Aaron ordered some sweet helmets. They are quite a bit more green than the bike itself, but
Green gets seen.
green
It's a
gets
safety thing.
seen. It's a safety thing.
Yep.
Although we really don't plan on driving this thing a ton on the street.
Right.
These are awesome. And we are so excited about this little bike. It's going to be really cool on the back of our C30 camper to toot around campgrounds, or, you know, on the back of Garfield when we go.
This Bronco here? Or
Yeah,
either
we've
one of
got
them?
the Carrier. We've got, yeah, I mean, the options are endless to toot this thing around. We're so excited about it, and we hope you guys like it too. Be sure to leave comments and tell us what you think, and we love y'all so dang much, and we'll see you on the next episode.